On a gorgeous Wednesday afternoon here at Westbury High School, we have a huge Mid-Penn Colonial Division baseball matchup for us in store today, as we have the Westbury Mustangs taking on the Boiling Springs Bubblers. Hello everyone watching on the Westbury Athletic Parent YouTube channel. My name is Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of Westbury Athletics. Here for what should be a good one between the Mustangs and the Bubblers. Westbury comes to this game with 2 wins and 2 losses. Not a fantastic start for the Mustangs as they hoped. And they even coming off a tough loss this past Monday, just 48 hours ago, on the road at James Buchanan. It was a heartbreaking loss for the Mustangs against the Rockets when Westbury had a 4-0 lead after 3 innings, but then a disastrous 5th inning with 3 errors in the game gave James Buchanan the lead, and Westbury tried to come back in the 7th with scoring 1 run, but ultimately the Mustangs lost to James Buchanan by a score of 6-5. Boiling Springs comes into this game 3-2 overall. They have 2 wins and 1 loss against Mid-Penn Colonial Division rivals. And Boiling Springs is coming off their first loss in that division this past Monday, as they lost on the road at Greencastle Antrim. And the Bubblers actually got shut out in that game by a score of 7-0. Couple key players to keep an eye on for the Boiling Springs Bubblers. Jonah Richardson, best batting average on the team. He also has a home run under his belt already. Has .385 batting average, .556 on base percentage. He has scored 6 times so far through 5 games, and he has 4 RBIs. Also a good pitcher in Richardson. He has a 1.4 ERA. Alex Labuda is going to be getting the start on the mound for the Bubblers. Labuda. Alex Labuda has a 1.5 ERA, second best ERA on the team. He's also a very good hitter, as Labuda, normally a designated hitter when he's not the pitcher. He has a .364 batting average. He also has 1 home run and team-leading 7 RBIs. And he has a .636 slugging percentage. Matthew McNair is another Boiling Springs Bubbler to keep an eye on. He'll be leading off for the Bubblers. He has a .294 batting average. He has 6 RBIs, but he has 2 home runs already through 5 games. So a hot start here for Matthew McNair. He will be leading off for the Bubblers. Here is the starting lineup for the Boiling Springs Bubblers to get things started underway. Matt McNair, the right fielder, number 16, will be leading off. Batting second will be the pitcher/designated hitter, number 32, Alex Labuda. We'll explain on that in just a moment. Batting third is the first baseman, number 22, Connor Mykrantz. Batting fourth will be the third baseman, number 34, Jonah Richardson. Batting fifth will be the shortstop, number 9, Joey George. Batting sixth will be the second baseman, number 4, Joey Seraphin. Batting 7th will be the center fielder, number 6, Chance Floor. Batting 8th will be the catcher, number 24, Nick Truax. And batting 9th will be the left fielder, Michael Crowther, wearing number 3. And it sounds like they have a little bit of national anthem going on here. Can't really hear it from right here, so we're going to take a quick break and get things started for this Mid-Penn Colonial Division matchup. Westbury versus Boiling Springs in just a moment. We are back here. A little bit of surprise here. The national anthem. Of course, it was pre-recorded, but we couldn't hear it very well here. So that's what we usually don't do. We have a new flagpole out in center field. That is something different for this Westbury ball field. It's nice, though. It's very nice. Finally, the football field is not the only American flag out here. So here we go. We got the defensive lineup for the Mustangs. The starting pitcher for Westbury will be Bryce Smith, wearing number 13. The catcher, Josiah Twig, at number 5. The first baseman will be Quentin Ogden. The second baseman, Austin Lyons. Shortstop will be Mason Sano. Jordy Ogden out in left field. Tanner Sigler out in center field. And Ryden Hertzler is at right field. So that's his defensive lineup for the Mustangs. We'll get into the whole lineup for Westbury in the next half inning. And Bryce Smith had a tough going in his last home start. That was against Shippensburg. It was a good game for most of it until Shippensburg started to run away with the game. Westbury, third home game this season. After today, they'll have a little bit of a break until Saturday, this coming Saturday, when they host the Perry County Baseball Tournament. Westbury will be facing the Greenwood Wildcats in the semifinal. Newport and Susquehanna will be in the other semifinal. I'll tell you that Westbury and Greenwood game can be a very intriguing game. I mean, two good teams. Greenwood has never won the Perry County Championship before. Greenwood has been showing that they are indeed one of the best programs in District 3 baseball. So, but that's Saturday. We have yet to go for that until we get through Bowling Springs first. Westbury first, Bowling Springs. Every single time these two teams get together, it is always a thrilling game. So, not expecting anything less here as we are getting set and ready to go. And leading off for the Bowling Springs Bubblers will be Matt McNair, the right fielder, wearing number 16. And Bryce Smith, the starting pitcher, about to deliver the first pitch, and here it is, and we are underway as that is called strike one. Matt McNair leading off. .294 batting average. He leads the team with 2 home runs already in this game. Check swing, no swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. The umpires for today's game. Danny Jacobs is calling balls and strikes behind home plate. And calling off the bases is Dale Floor. Here's the next base. Is grounded and stopped by Smith there for a second. Throw the first, not going to be in time. And it's going to be a leadoff single for Matt McNair. Good job there for Bryce Smith to knock that ball down. But ultimately, it's going to be an infield single. And that is how we get this game rolling. Up next here is Malix Labuda, the pitcher. Also ruled as a designated hitter, and the rule for that is, ladies and gentlemen, if at any time that Malix Labuda has to be taken out from the pitching mound, then Labuda can remain in the game as the designated hitter. So here he is, batting second, looking at first pitch ball in the dirt. Ball 1. Labuda, .364 batting average. Has 1 home run. He leads the team in RBIs. Throw to first, not in time. Here's the next pitch. Swung on and got to be dove by the second and shortstop. And it's going to go out to center field. That's going to be back-to-back hits. This one for Max Labuda. McNair goes over to third on the run. So an early scoring opportunity here for the Bubblers. Here comes Connor Mykrantz, the third baseman, wearing number 22. And early trouble here for the Mustangs. That ball by Labuda was hit straight up the middle. Not a chance for Mason Sano or Austin Lyons at second base. And there's ball one to Mykrantz. Game time temperature here in this game, 72 degrees. It is absolutely gorgeous. A few clouds in the sky. Could be seeing a couple of thunderstorms later tonight, but that should not impact this game whatsoever. 2-0 the count to Connor Mykrantz. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, but no, step back, and now they got the runner on the rundown. And now looking towards the runner of third. Ogden going to third, and it's got to be safe. Matt McNair able to get back, and Malik Labuda has a stolen base. That is something that West Prairie has worked on so well over the years. And now you got two runners in scoring position with nobody out. And a 1-1 count. Next pitch, swing and a miss. One ball, two strike, or excuse me, no. No, all right. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Mykrantz. No, it should be 2-2. Yeah, it is 2-2. Here's the 2-2, swing and a miss, and that's the first out of the game. Connor Mykrantz goes down on swinging, and the 2 runners stay put at second and third base, now with 1 out. And up next here is Jonah Richardson. Jonah Richardson here, the third baseman, has a chance to give Boiling Springs an early lead here in this game. Step back, nothing doing. That is one thing that Bryce Smith has really struggled with so far this season while he was on the mound, trying to get the runner out at second base, and that was a big issue in the last home game for West Prairie against Shippensburg. Bryce Smith had 2 errors, and now they decide to intentionally walk Jonah Richardson. So the bases now become loaded. The double play ball is now in order. And it's Joey George. Joey George, the Boiling Springs shortstop. West Prairie looking for a big out or perhaps a ground ball to try to get out of this thing, but they won't as the first pitch is swung on. Head out towards left field. Jordy Ogden's going to make the grab, and run's going to come across the score on a sacrifice fly. First pitch swinging and a sac fly for Joey George. So now 2 outs. Alex Labuda stays put at second. Jonah Richardson still at first base. Here's Joey Seraphin. Now the 2 outs, and Boiling Springs with early 1-0 lead. Here's the first pitch and swing right to Mason Sando, L6. Great job there for West Prairie to get out of the inning with minimum damage as it's a 1-0 lead. West Prairie coming off the bat for the first time in just a second. Back here now for the bottom of the first inning. And here's the starting lineup for the West Prairie Mustangs. Leading off will be the shortstop, number 1, Mason Sano. Batting second will be the catcher, number 5, Josiah Twig. Batting third will be the third baseman, number 9, Cole Brown. Batting fourth will be the first baseman, number 23, Quentin Ogden. Batting fifth will be the pitcher, number 13, Bryce Smith. Batting sixth will be the second baseman, number 17, Austin Lyons. Batting seventh will be the left fielder, number 3, Jordy Ogden. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter, number 8, Braden McKeever. And batting ninth will be the center fielder, number 2, Tanner Sigler. Braden McKeever is the designated hitter. He will be hitting for the right fielder, number 12, Ryden Hertzler. Bowling Springs, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. Leaving 2 runners on base. That 1 run was earned on a sacrifice fly from Joey George. So West Prairie will look to bounce back. And here's Mason Sano now. Mason Sano, the leadoff hitter, sophomore for the Mustangs. And he looks at a high fastball up. 1 ball, no strikes to start the bottom of the first. We want to thank everyone at home for tuning in on the West Prairie Athletic Department YouTube channel. My name is Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of West Prairie Athletics. And there is, close. That's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the West Prairie leadoff hitter. Like seriously, every time these two teams meet, it's always a thrilling game. Last year, this game was held at the Junior Varsity Baseball Field due to this field being a little bit wet, and it was a good one. It was a 1-0 victory for the West Prairie Mustangs. 2 balls, 1 strike after a called strike 1 from Alex Labuda. And here's a chopper. That's got to get fouled to even a count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Already a 1-0 lead for the Bubblers. West Prairie trying to get into this game here in the bottom of the first. And here's a line drive. That's going to be a leadoff single for Mason Sano. Splits right between the third baseman and shortstop. And just like the Bubblers, the Mustangs have a leadoff base runner in the first. Up next here is the senior Josiah Twig. West Prairie 103 seniors this year. Josiah Twig, Quentin Ogden, and Anthony D'Angelo. D'Angelo, a extra player, a substitution if you will. And this ball gets right through the catcher, and Sano's going to go over to second on a wild pitch. That ball going right through the legs of Nick Truax, the Bowling Springs catcher. And early trouble here for the Bubblers. Mason Sano has big time speed. You gotta watch out for him. Here's the next pitch on sides of bunt. One thing that makes Josiah Twig different is his vision at the plate. It is unbelievable. Last year, he was one of the top walkers of District 3. And he had 2 in the loss against Shippensburg in their last home game. But as far as bunting goes, not so much, but it doesn't matter. That's got to be strike 2 on Josiah Twig, and Mason Stanos got to go over to third on a wild pitch again. 1 ball, 2 strikes coming up here to Josiah Twig, so the bunt situation goes away. And the Bowling Springs infielders are a little bit in here, so they got trying to prevent a run from being scored here. Here's the 1-2, swing and a miss. Josiah Twig goes down on strikes, and that's the first out. But still, a pretty good start here for the Mustangs. The leadoff runner, Mason Stano, is now at third base after 2 wild pitches. And here's Cole Brown. Cole Brown, the third baseman, and he swings that pitch in the dirt for strike 1. Not great discipline right there for Cole Brown. Sophomore this year for the Mustangs. Trying to get that run in. Get that ball on the outfield, and most likely we're going to have a tie game because Mason Sano has that big-time speed. Sano, a great triathlete here, also plays soccer and basketball. And Mason Sano's going to go first. This is a suicide squeeze, and it works to perfection. Sano was right on the button, but as soon as Labuda got on, so it's a sack button here for a sacrifice. Sacrifice RBI. That's one thing that West Prairie focuses on a lot, and we are now tied at 1 apiece. Brilliant move by the Mustangs. Here's Quentin Ogden now. And Ogden looks at strike 1. Up high in the strike zone. Ogden has that big-time power. In fact, last year, for those who don't know, he hit the first home run for a West Prairie player on this field since 2011. The first time since 2011, West Prairie baseball player had a home run right here on this field. And that was against Big Spring. And strike 2. 1-1 ball game here in the first. And an 0-2 count. Here's the 0-2. A weird step back there from Labuda, but it pays off. Strikeout number 2, and that will end the inning. But West Prairie gets back in this game. A suicide squeeze on a bunt to score Mason Sano from third. We are heading into the second inning, tied at 1 apiece. You are watching West Prairie Baseball against the Bowling Springs Bubblers, exclusively on the West Prairie Athletic Department YouTube channel. We'll be right back for the second inning. Back here now for the top of inning number 2. All right, 7, 8, and 9 hitters stood up for the Bubblers. West Prairie 1 run on 1 hit. The 1 run scoring on a suicide squeeze from Cole Brown. And it worked to perfection to score Mason Sano from third base. So here we are after 1, tied at 1. And here's Chance Floor. Chance Floor, the center fielder for the Bubblers, looking at strike 1. Interesting turn of events here in this game. Ball 1 there to Floor. Each team scoring 1 run on a sacrifice pretty much. Bowling Springs had a sacrifice fly from Joey George with the bases loaded. And there's a swing and miss at a high fastball for strike 2. And then West Prairie got the run on a suicide squeeze, and there is strike 3 call. Strikeout number 2 for Bryce Smith. And that's the first out of the inning. Up next here is Nick Truax. Sure, he would love to have his inning back. He gave up 2 wild pitches. And there is ball 1 to the Bubblers catcher. Here's the 1-0, and that's in there for call strike 1. This is something that we have seen Smith do against Shippensburg in the last home game. He got off to a good start. He had a 1 run in the first inning, of course, but he was able to find his groove starting the second inning until the 6th inning. So let's see how far Bryce Smith can go ahead in this game. On mound, 1-2, chopper, and it's got to be taken by Mason Sando. Throw to first, it's got to be in time, and there's out number 2. West Prairie doing a good job against the bottom of the lineup for the Bubblers. Up next here is Michael Crowther, the left fielder for Bowling Springs. Right now is a good time for our West Prairie Athletic Department trivia question of the game. Bowling Springs, their first ever win in the PIAA District 3 tournament was against which Perry County school? Strike 1 there to Crawford. Again, your question for today. And that ball is in the dirt. Question for today. Bowling Springs' first ever win in the PIAA District 3 baseball tournament was against which Perry County school? We'll have that answer for you coming up in the 3rd inning. And there's a swing and a miss. That's going to make it strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the next half inning, we'll discuss our National Day of Today. And we have a discussion for our live viewers on YouTube. Here's a high fly ball. Ogden going for in foul territory. He makes the grab, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the West Prairie Mustangs. 3 up, 3 down the second. And we're going to the bottom of the second. Still tied at 1 apiece. Back here now for the bottom half of the second inning. Bowling Springs going down 1-2-3. Bottom of the lineup, not producing a whole lot for the Bubblers. And so still tied at 1 apiece. And it's 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Mustangs. So Bryce Smith, the pitcher, leading off for the Mustangs. And he's looking at ball 1. So we have a new segment for our spring sports this season for West Prairie Broadcasting. Every day is a national holiday of something. Like May 5th is National Star Wars Day. National Champagne Day is New Year's Eve. I think National Eggnog Day is Christmas. But today is National Read a Roadmap Day. So we want to know from our viewers at home, what was the experience like the first time you try to get anywhere using a road map. We want to know what that experience was like for you. I'll never forget when my dad tried to use a road map going through Houston. And it was a disaster. And there's a 4-pitch walk to Bryce Smith. So back-to-back innings for the Mustangs, getting their leadoff runner on base. And up next here is Austin Lyons. Austin Lyons, the second baseman. 4-pitch walk to Bryce Smith. Very good start for the Mustangs. Trying to retake the lead here. And step off here for Labuda. Labuda, a 1.5 ERA. So it's been a pretty good game for him through 2 games. Here he's already given up 1 run. And here's the first pitch, and the bunt gets down, but it'll get down in foul territory. That's strike 1 to Lyons. West Perry, a very young team this year. A lot of freshmen, only 3 seniors on the team. They include Josiah Twig, Quentin Ogden, and Anthony D'Angelo. That name is probably recognizable for a lot of West Perry fans, especially if you're a wrestling fan. That is Big Tex. Haven't seen him yet play this season, but we hope to see him later on this season. Actually, this is his first and only season playing high school baseball. Transfer out of Texas. Go to first 9 time, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. We think from Labuda. Yes, here it is. At a high fastball. Nice job for the catcher, Nick Truax, to reach up. Actually had to jump up and grab that ball. Make sure it didn't go all the way to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the Lions. And so it's out to play again. Pulling back, ball 2. One thing that's for sure, Labuda does not want that runner to advance any further. That's why he is pitching away here. But now you have a 2-1 count. He already put the ball down once and it went foul. This time it gets down right to the pitcher. Labuda has no choice but to go over to first. So it's a successful sacrifice here for Austin Lyons for Bryce Smith to go over to second. So up next here is Jordy Ogden. Runner on second now with 1 out after a successful sacrifice bunt from Austin Lyons. And call strike 1, a fastball. Whew, that fastball is nasty. It's got to be up there. It looks like it's going pretty quick too. 1 strike count to the West Perry left fielder. Here's the 0-1, high fastball, ball 1. Haven't seen a lot of breaking balls yet from Alex Labuda. And he's just trying to beat these West Perry teams using the fastball. But you got to be careful. I mean, it's probably easy the first time from the lineup, but then the more you play, the more West Perry gets used to it. And, that looked like a 2-seam fastball right there, and it's called strike 2. Definitely had a little bit of an edge there. I don't know if it was a 2-seamer or maybe a slider right there. Whatever it was, it's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And next pitch is tipped off the plate and fouled away. Jordy Ogden. Thankful was like, hey, I tipped it, so I'm still here. Some advice from head coach Jeff Sano over at third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And swing and a miss. Jordy Ogden, the Ogden brothers, each go down on strikes for their first at-bat. And there's out number 2. Up next here is Braden McKeever, the designated hitter for the Mustangs. Wearing number 8. and 2 outs with a go-ahead run at second here in the bottom half of inning number 2. And there is strike 1 called. Again, our national holiday for today is National Read a Road Map Day. So we want to know from our fans watching at home, what was the experience like? Like, this was before we had the Waze app, before we had Google Maps on our phones, like nothing digital. What was the first time? Like, what was the experience like the first time you read a road map? We want to know that experience. I never done it because I've used Waze my whole life, but I remember my dad when we were on a vacation down in Houston, he tried to read a road map and it was a disaster. There's the pass ball. It's got to be ruled on the catcher, and Bryce Smith is got to go over to third base on it. Pass ball here. That ball touches the glove of Nick Truax. Should have been caught, but went through. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Braden McKeever, and a go-ahead run now at third base. Big spot here for the Mustangs. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss. That is strike 2. Big spot here. Runner at third. Tied at 1 here. 1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs here in the inning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss off the high fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Labuda. And the go-ahead run stranded at third. We are going into the third inning, tied at 1 apiece. You are watching West Perry Baseball against the Boiling Springs Bubblers, exclusively on the West Perry Athletic Department YouTube channel. Top of the lineup due for the Bubblers in just a moment. We are getting set here for the top half of inning number 3. At the top of the lineup for the Boiling Springs Bubblers. 5 in a row set down by Bryce Smith and the Mustangs. Smith with 2 strikeouts through 2 innings. And back to the top of the lineup. Here is Matt McNair. McNair had a leadoff base hit to start this ball game, and there he looks at strike 1. This week is PIAA Officials Appreciation Week. All week long we honored the officials for our week's contest, and today's umpires for today. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate is Denny Jacobs, and calling off the bases is Dale Floor. Without our umpires, without our officials, there would be no high school sports. Oh, no balls, 2 strikes here, and timeout at the plate. Which leads us to our next question. Have you ever thought of becoming a PIAA official? You ever thought of becoming an umpire for baseball or softball or track and field? Now is your opportunity. Go to PIAA.org to find out how you can become a PIAA official. Again, that is PIAA.org. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch, and swung on. It's going to get in play, and it's going to get down for the base hit. A jammer up the first baseline, and Matt McNair reaches first on a single. 2 hits for him already for 2 at-bats. And here comes another bubbler with the hit. In fact, these 2 are the only 2 players to have a base hit so far in this game. Here's Alex Labuda with a runner on first after a leadoff single from McNair. And throw over, nothing doing. This could be a sign of nerves starting to come from Bryce Smith. I mean, whenever he gets nervous, he always throws over to any base he wants to. And here's the line drive and foul. That was close. Down the third base line, strike 1 to Labuda. Labuda, the pitcher / designated hitter. Again, the rule for that: if Labuda ever has to come out of the game as the pitcher, he can remain in the game as the designated hitter. Up next here is, still 0-1 count to Labuda. And that's in the dirt, ball 1. Nice crowd here on a Wednesday afternoon for West Prairie baseball against the Boiling Springs Bubblers. Both sets of fans for both teams coming out strong here today. West Prairie softball started at 3:30 against Boiling Springs earlier today. So we're looking for a scoring update for them. And there's ball 2 with a high fastball. Fake throw over. There is something that I'm surprised a lot of umpires don't call these days. Man. Fake throw over, but if you step forward towards the bat, that is technically not a balk. I mean, Bryce Smith is the only pitcher I know of who does that. With fake throw, almost like a quarterback, really. If you're like Aaron Rodgers with a great pump fake, well, Bryce Smith does that on the mound. And there is call strike 2. So the count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Boiling Springs pitcher. Good ball here. Runner on first with nobody out. And step off, and that is something you don't see very often. And when you throw over on a full count pitch, like, that would make sense if there were 2 outs, because then the runner will automatically be going. But there are nobody out here. And swing and a miss in the dirt. And runner's going to go over to second on it. So it's a strikeout. And I guess they're going to rule that a stolen base. So Matt McNair steals second. So 1 out, Alex Labuda goes down for the first time, and here's Connor Mykrantz. He struck out swinging his first time out, making him 0 for 1. With a go-ahead run over at second base now. And step back. That's definitely something that West Prairie has struggled with. When there's a runner on second, you try to pick him off. We have seen Bryce Smith do that a couple of times against Shippensburg in the last home game. Here's the chopper at third base, and throw to first. It's in time. Good play for Cole Brown, but great base running there for McNair to go over to third. When there was nobody covering third base, Mason Sale got there at the last second. So I wouldn't necessarily rule that a sacrifice. As Jonah Richardson, he was walked intentionally in the first inning to make the bases loaded. So now we'll see what West Prairie does with the Boiling Springs third baseman. And there's ball 1. So big crowd coverage coming our way here. And there is ball two. Our friends over at ABC 27 Weather Center did predict that there will be a few thunderstorms later tonight, but should not have any impact on today's game. Two balls, two strikes here to Richardson. And slow breaking ball in there for a call, strike one. And here's Swain. That's got to get fouled back for two strikes. Two balls and two strikes here. We have a scoring update as we see on our live chat from our annual reporter, Jessica Hoffman. Jessica is saying softball score is 5-3 for the Mustangs in the top half of the sixth inning. So good stuff here for West Perry softball. And that was close. Bryce Smith wanted that call, but his call is ball three, so now the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wow, that was a good pitch right there. Bryce Smith wanted it, but he does not get strike three. So he gets ball three. It's a full count with 2 outs at runner on third. Again, a walk here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Anything to keep that runner over at third base if you're the West Prairie Mustangs. Here's the full count pitch, and that is tipped out the plate off the glove for Josiah Twig. So we'll stay put here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Morning Springs has a little bit of a break after tonight. Their next game will be... Hold on, I got my notes here. Wind's blowing it. We're going to hold off on that for a second. This is going to be extra bases here for Jonah Richardson. And Richardson has an RBI double. That ball was hammered on a 3-2 pitch. And the Bubblers have taken a 2-1 lead here in the third. Now I forgot what I was talking about. And there's strike one called here to Joey George. George had a sacrifice fly to give Bowling Springs an early 1-0 lead. Now George has the chance to extend that Bowling Springs lead with Jonah Richardson at second after the RBI double. And step back, gotta be careful here. But nice knock there for Mason Sano. The runner stays put at second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Runner Italian for third, and at the plate, no! The bases umpire, Dale Floor, says that the runner is safe. It's a stolen base for Jonah Richardson, stealing third base. It was strike 2 to Joey George, however. A few West Prairie fans not very happy about that call. Here's the 0-2. Swing fouled back. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Another run at third base. In the presence for the Bubblers. Here's the next pitch. That's swung on, fouled away. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Wind starting to pick up a little bit. Game started at 72 degrees at game time, and there's a swing and a miss in the dirt, but it don't matter. Well, I don't think it was in the dirt anyway. But that's strikeout number 4 for Bryce Smith. And the inning is over. One more run comes across the score for the Bubblers on an RBI double from Jonah Richardson. And we're going to the bottom half of the third inning. Bubblers lead it 2-1. Back here for the bottom of inning number 3. And surprised we don't have any discussion here on our national holiday topic, National Read a Roadmap Day. We want to know what your experience was like the first time you were using a road map. Sun's starting to make its peak out here. Cloudy skies here. A few thunderstorms in the forecast later tonight, but should not have any impact in this game. Bottom then top for the Mustangs. Here's the number 9 here, Tanner Sigler, and he looks up all 1. Now the sun's starting to shine bright here at West Perry. Having some audio issues here. You probably hear that static here. Trying to get rid of that. Yeah, I think we got rid of it. 1 ball, 1 strike here at Tanner Sigler. Tanner Sigler, the center fielder for the Mustangs. And ball down low, ball 2. And here's the 2-1 pitch to Sigler, just outside for ball 3. West Perry did have a leadoff base runner in each of the first 2 innings. West Perry trying to extend that streak. Here's the 3-1, and that's in for strike 2. Full count here to West Perry leadoff hitter Tanner Sigler. Mason Sano, back at the top of the lineup, is on deck. The full count pitch from Labuda is chopped at the plate, and Labuda reaches up and makes the grab and throws over to first in time. Nice play there for Malix Labuda. And there's the first out. First time West Perry did not have their leadoff man on base. It was a full count swing and results in 1-3 put out. Here's Mason Sano now. He had a leadoff single in the first, and later came around to score on a sacrifice fly from Cole Brown. Or excuse me, sacrifice bunt, suicide squeeze. See, Mason Sano gets on base here again. Here's the first pitch to him, and that's down low for ball 1. Third inning already. I don't know, it feels like this game has been going by pretty quick. 2-1 lead here for Bowling Springs. Here's the 2-1. Or 1-0, excuse me. I'm reading the score on the scoreboard out here. 2 balls and no strikes to Mason Sano. Definitely being more cautious here is Alex Labuda. Here's the 2-0 and slow breaking ball in there for a call strike 1. And here is 3-1 count. PIAA Officials Appreciation Week. We want to thank all our officials for being here today and everywhere else for that matter. Without our officials, we would not be here today. There is ball 4 to Mason Sano. So 1 out base runner for the Mustangs. Up next here is Josiah Twig. You want to talk about some good officials. I mean, these 2 officials are doing a pretty good job today, too. But you want to talk about one official, like, in particular, that would be my dad. Mark Wallum, ladies and gentlemen. He was a great umpire. He would umpire a few games here. And Westbury students, at least in my class, they loved him. Still umpires every now and then up in the college level. In fact, last week when we had West Prairie versus Shippensburg baseball here, after the game was over, one of the Shippensburg coaches came up to me and he told me I'm doing a pretty good job with the broadcast, very knowledgeable of the sport. And I told him, I was like, you want to know who, like how I'm so good at knowing what baseball is? Just talk to my old man, Mark. He actually went to Shippensburg High School. Later went to Shippensburg University. Like, literally, because my dad, he is the reason, like, he taught me everything I know about baseball. Sometimes I have to call him up sometimes and ask him, it's like, hey, this happened. Like, hey, tell me the rule, because, like, I don't really know everything about baseball. But Josiah Twig is now facing a 3-0 count. And a lot of the umpires, even today, our umpires today, they say they know my dad. And it's like, yeah, he pretty much was a legend here in the Mid-Penn Conference. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Josiah Twig. So, Dad, if you're watching, thank you for teaching me everything I need to know about baseball. He was also a great math tutor, too. He would always help me up with my math homework, and I would turn it in, and he would expect 100% in my math assignments. And if my teacher, Jeff Stano, was one of them, he was my 8th grade math teacher here at Westbury, and he told me if I ever got an answer wrong, he would tell me to tell my teachers, how dare you? It's like, that was right. And speaking of right, there is ball 4 here to Josiah Twig. Oh my goodness. Just having fun here. Back-to-back walks here for the Mustangs. Mason Sano goes over to second. Josiah Twig goes to first on a full count walk. Here is Cole Brown now. 1 out, runners on first and second. Cole Brown laid down the suicide squeeze to tie the game at 1 apiece. There he shows signs to bunt again, and it's a way high fastball. And now we're going to have a timeout here for Bowling Springs. Bowling Springs coach coming out to talk. Yeah, the discussion here where Bowling Springs head coach and Butler is saying, relax. Like, we knew this was going to be a good game, and it already is. Rounds on first and second. 1-0 count here to Cole Brown. Westbury head coach Jeff Sano talking over to Cole Brown during that discussion on the mound. 1-0 the count here to the West Perry third baseman. Might not be a bad idea to lay down the bunt. That might have been the message from the Bowling Springs coach. And there's ball 2. Alex Labuda in trouble here. The leadoff batter in this inning was Tanner Sigler. He got the count full before grounding out to Labuda. Now back-to-back walks here at a bunt, and that is in the strike zone. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Brown. And step back here. And there's ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike here to Cole Brown. And it looks like Bowling Springs has a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. And there's ball 4. So 3 straight walks makes the bases loaded with only 1 out. And a big inning here for the Mustangs. But job is not done yet, as you got Quentin Ogden coming up now. Big time power hitter. He reminds me a little bit of Aaron Judge. Because Aaron Judge, he has that big-time power, but unfortunately, when you have big-time power, sometimes you don't have a lot of discipline, as that was the case in Ogden's last at-bat, striking out on 4 pitches. And there's ball 1. First and third basemen are in. And I don't think that's a good idea with a power hitter with Quentin Ogden at the plate. The 1-0, and that's in there, call strike 1. See, warming up in the Bowling Springs bullpen is number 26, Dom Beck. I think that was the number I saw down there. As we might not be seeing much of Labuda much longer, but there is 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Ogden being very patient at the plate. There's a swing, tip, caught by the catcher in the door, Nick Truax. Nice job for him to hang on to that, and that's the second time that Quentin Ogden is set down on strikes. Now there are 2 away with the bases loaded, and here's Bryce Smith. He walked to lead off the second inning. Now here he is with 2 outs, bases loaded. Mason Sano at third, Josiah Twig at second, Cole Brown at first base, each of them getting on base with a walk. And here is 1-0. Bryce Smith, he walked on 4 pitches to lead off the second. Got a big spot here for the Mustangs. Down by 1. Bases loaded. Here's the next pitch, and that's down low for ball 2. First baseman for Bowling Springs, Connor Mykrantz, was looking for that strike, but it's 2-0. Might as well just take another pitch right here, but before that, Labuda is stepping off. Here's the 2-0, up high, ball 3. This is an obvious decision right here. That definitely take another pitch. I mean, you have a free pitch coming up here. 3-0, and 1 more pitch outside the strike zone will force in a run. The 3-0 in the dirt, ball 4. A run is going to come across to score. Mason Sano scores from third. Josiah Twig over to third. Cole Brown at second. And that's 4 walks in 5 at-bats in the top of the lineup. Here's the 6th hitter Austin Lions. 6 up and tie game here, and a ball in the dirt, and great job there for Nick Truax, excuse me, to scoop that ball up. Bases are still loaded with 2 outs, and we are tied at 2. There's the 1-0, showing signs of bunt, and pulled back, and it's ruled strike 1. Austin Lions is actually the batter here. Austin Lions, he laid down a sacrifice bunt his last time up, so no official at bat for him. 1-1 count, here it is. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big pitch coming up here from Labuda. 1 ball, 2 strikes, bases loaded. The 1-2. Swing and a miss in the dirt. And it's a force at the plate, and that will be it. Wes Perry, 1 run on no hits, 4 walks in the game. Run coming to score on the bases loaded. And we are going into the 4th inning, tied at 2 apiece. You are watching Wes Perry Baseball against the Bowling Springs Bubblers, exclusively on the Wes Perry Athletic Party YouTube channel. We are tied at 2 apiece after 3. Back here now for inning number 4. Wes Perry only has 1 hit so far in this game. That was a leadoff base hit in the first from Mason Sano. But Ray doesn't really matter that much. When you don't have a lot of hits, you might as well make up for it with great plate fishing. And here we go for Bowling Springs. 6, 7, 8 here stood up, and first pitch swinging. It's up high towards right field. Got a play, no play. Great hustle there for Ryden Hertzler. And strike 1 here to Joey Seraphin. First pitch swinging, almost got caught there by Hertzler out in right field. Both teams very consistent, each scoring 1 run in the first and third innings. And here's swing. This has got to stay fair. And a diving out for Hertzler. This has got to be major trouble here. Ryan Hertzler tried to lay out and grab it. But this has got to be definite extra bases for the third and out. Oh, what a play. What a throw for Austin Lions, the cutoff man, to nab the runner at third base. Joey Seraphin tagged out at... Oh my goodness. Caught at fencing, trying to extend it for a triple. So that's got to be a double and an out. Oh my goodness, what a play. Hertzler was off to the races after that ball got past him well into right field. But a great throw to the cutoff man, Austin Lions, to nab Joey Seraphin at third. 1 strike here to Chance Floor. Oh, what a highlight right there. Strike 2. So ultimately, it's a double for Joey Serafin, but caught trying to extend it to a triple. And there's ball one. Good waist pitch there for Bryce Smith. There's a swing, ground ball right to Austin Lyons at second for the first in time, and there's 2 outs away now. So now the number 8 hitter, Nick Truax. He grounded out to the shortstop his last time up. James Floyd, by the way, is now 0 for 2. There's a swing, and it goes off Bryce Smith, but taken by Mason Sano, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Up a solo 1-2-3 inning, but it is what it is. 6-3 put out, and we're going into the bottom half of inning number 4, tied at 2-2. Back here, ready for the 4th inning. New pitcher for the Boiling Springs Bubblers. As the day is done for Alex Labuda on the mound. He will stay in the game as the designated hitter for a round. And the new pitcher for Boiling Springs is number 26, Dom Beck. And he will face the bottom line of 7, 8, 9 hitters stood up for the Mustangs here in inning number 4. Here's Jordy Ogden, and he swings at the first pitch and misses for strike 1. The Ogden brothers, Quentin and Jordy, not producing a whole lot. Quentin Ogden already struck out twice, and Jordy striking out in his first at-bat. There is ball 1. I mean, when you have 2 brothers on the same team, like, it's one thing if you're a son of the baseball coach like Mason Sano is, like, that's a really good thing right there. But when you have 2 brothers playing side by side, like, there has to be a special feeling for that. I'll never know that feeling because I'm an only child. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. But, no, it really has to be something special. You got 2 brothers, and you got, and like brother and brother, you got 2 strikeouts now. Jordy Ogden goes down swinging for the 2nd time. The Ogden brothers together 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Not a good day for the Ogden brothers, I'll tell you what. But hey, these kind of games happen. Here is Braden McKeever now, the designated hitter. He struck out to end the second inning. And there is ball one. Dom Beck, the new pitcher for Bowling Springs, off to a good start. Of course, he's facing the bottom of the lineup for the Mustangs. So I might not have to worry a whole lot here in the fourth inning. Tied at 2 apiece, though. And there is ball 2 to McKeever. We have a softball update here to give out. The Lady Mustangs, according to Jessica, is saying the Lady Mustangs beat the Bubblers 6-4. Great job for the West Prairie softball Mustangs beating the Bubblers over at Bowling Springs. And we have a good game here. West Prairie winning back-to-back games now. So it's West Prairie softball might be on the stretch of something here. I don't think West Prairie softball has any games for the rest of the week. I don't think they do. Might be wrong on that. And there is strike 2. Full count here to Braden McKeever. Bases are empty with 1 out. There's a swing, line drive. That's going to get foul, so still a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tanner Sigler is on deck. McKeever trying to put the ball in play. Here's a full count pitch again, and that is ball 4. McKeever thought about swing there for a split second, but good job holding up on a high fastball. So McKeever gets to first with 1 out. And here's Tanner Sigler. He grounded out to the pitcher Labuda his first time up. Quick throw over to first, and good job for McKeever to dive right back in. One out, runner on first for Tanner Sigler, the center fielder for the Mustangs. And there is ball 1. Checks his swing back, and 1 ball. I'm guessing West Prairie Track and Field is on the road today because I don't see any track and field athletes over at the football stadium. And throw to first. Is it in time? No. Good effort there. 2 balls, no strikes. Mason Sano, Chip Sano, head coach, yelling at McKeever, saying, "What are you doing? Don't go so far out like that. Like, you're to go ahead and run." In the fourth inning, 2 balls and no strikes to Sigler. And so it's a bunt and pulls it back for ball 3. Mason Sano is on deck at the top of the lineup. Mason Sano scoring twice in this game. He's the only rider to score so far in this game. A 3-0 pitch in there for call strike 1. 3-1. Dom Beck had a good first play appearance against the Mustangs with a strikeout. Here's a sacrifice bunt that works to perfection. Tanner Sigler out at first on a sac bunt. And 2 away now with a runner on Brandon McKeever going over to second. And back to the top of the lineup now for the Mustangs. Here's Mason Sano. Leadoff single in the first. Walked in the third. So he's 1 for 1. He scored twice in this game. First pitch to Sano. Breaking ball inside. Ball 1. Good spot here for the Mustangs, trying to take their first lead of the game. Tied at 2. The West Prairie only has 1 hit so far in this game. And that was off the bat of Mason Sano. Here he goes for it again. A chopper tip by the pitcher. And slowing up first, not in time. It's going to be an infield single from the first. And not in time again. Oh, almost a disaster there for the Mustangs. McKeever had to slide back to third base. But it's going to be an infield single. Second hit of the game for Mason Stano. A second hit of the game for the Mustangs. And McKeever goes back to third. So non-RBI, but a good opportunity here for Josiah Twig. He struck out swinging his first time up. Then he walked in the third inning. Good game here, ladies and gentlemen. And here's Josiah Twig, the senior catcher. Ooh, looking at strike 1. I don't know, that looked a bit high from here. No balls, 1 strike. Go ahead, runners at third base. Runners in the corners with 2 outs. And there's strike 2 to the West Prairie catcher. And step off here for Beck. Josiah Twig, another great triathlete, just like Mason Sano. He also plays soccer and basketball. There's a swing, a high fly ball out towards second. Second baseman called for it. Joey Seraphin has it. And West Prairie leads the go-ahead run of third. We are going to the 5th inning, tied at 2. You are watching West Prairie Baseball against the Boiling Springs Bubblers, exclusively on the West Prairie Athletic Department YouTube channel. We'll be right back for the 5th inning of this one. Back here now for the 5th inning, tied at 2 apiece. Bryce Smith staying put on the mound for the Mustangs. Alex Labuda was the starting pitcher for Boiling Springs. Final line score for him, 3 innings facing 15 batters. Had 6 strikeouts, gave up 5 walks, only 1 hit, and 2 earned runs. And there's a swing and a miss to the number 9 here, Michael Crowther. He flew out to left field his first time up. Crowther, the number 9 here, the left fielder. And here's the ball taken. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 to Crowther. And in there, he called strike 2. Boiling Springs not very happy about that call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Boiling Springs, number 9 hitter. The 1-2 from Smith. Swung on, hit pretty well out towards center field. Going for it is going to be caught by Tanner Sigler. Tanner Sigler gets the first out of the inning. Nice run for Sigler to run out and stick with it. And now back to the top of the lineup here for the Bubblers. Here's Matt McNair, the right fielder. 2 for 2 for him so far today. Had 2 singles, and he scored twice. He's the only runner for Bowling Springs to score in this game. Very identical lineup, like stats here for West Perry and Bowling Springs. Each team with 2 runs, and the only players to score those 2 runs are the leadoff hitter on the lineup. And here's swing, foul away. That's going to make it no balls and 2 strikes. Matt McNair, the number 1 hitter for Bowling Springs. 2 for 2, a 2-run scored. Mason Stano for West Perry, top of the lineup. Has 2 hits and a walk through 3 appearances. Yeah, and he has scored twice. There's swing, that's fouled away. Alex Labuda is on deck here for the Bubblers. 1 out, bases are empty. And there's the next pitch, just misses, ball 1. Very good spot there for Bryce Smith, who has done very well, but we're now at the point of this game where Smith tends to be cut up on by the other team, and here's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2, swing, at the chopper, and not caught by Mason Sano. I think this is going to be ruled an infield. This is going to be ruled a base hit for McNair, as that ball was hit hard to Mason Sano. Sano could not pull it down. So McNair has his 3rd base hit of the game. And he's the potential go-ahead run. I mean, he's already scored twice. And here comes Malix Labuda. Malix Labuda struck out swinging his last time up. And throw to first. Nothing doing. Again, we want to thank everyone at home for tuning in on the West Perry Athletic Department YouTube channel. My name is Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of West Perry Athletics, saying that was ball 1 to Labuda. So 1-0, and that's high up in the air, but it's got to get well foul for strike 1. One out, run on first, 1-1 count, and throw over to first, nothing doing again. Good game for us here, ladies and gentlemen. We knew it would be. Whenever these 2 teams face each other, it is always a classic. And there's strike 2 to Labuda. And there's a swing and a miss. Labuda goes down swinging for the 2nd time here today. And there are 2 away now. So up next here is Connor Mykrantz. 2 outs, runner on first. And swing and miss for Mykrantz. Connor Mykrantz, a first baseman for Bowling Springs. 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the first, and he grounded out to 3rd base his last time in the 3rd. There's a swing, taken by Stano, forced over at 2nd, and that will be it. 6-4 fielder's choice to end the inning. Going to the bottom half of the fifth inning, still tied at 2 apiece. Back here for the bottom half of the fifth inning. A good game for us, ladies and gentlemen. If you're all about defensive games, this has been a game for you. As we are tied here at 2 apiece in the bottom of the fifth inning. Time running out on both teams, and it's 3, 4, and 5 hitters stood up for the Mustangs. Cole Brown coming up now. No official up after him. He laid down a suicide squeeze for an RBI in the first. And he walked his last time up, and there he faces strike 1. Dom Beck, the pitcher in his second inning of work for the Bubblers. And he's been doing very well here. Nope, 1 ball, 1 strike now. Beck only gave up 1 hit so far through 1 inning. That was against Mason Sano. And so that's a bum. But never crossed the plate, never thought about crossing the plate. And there's 2 balls and a strike. Dom Beck waiting for the 2-1 to Cole Brown. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that is up high for ball 3. Cole Brown very disciplined at the plate. Great plate discipline, great vision. And Westbury has a chance to get the leadoff runner on. 3-1 up high. Ooh, call strike 2, high in the strike zone apparently. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 from Beck. And that's way up high for ball 4. Cole Brown going to first for the second time in this game. And gearing up for Quentin Ogden. Ogden, the senior, is down on strikes twice so far in this game. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Now with a runner on first. And so that's a bunt, and that is a surprising move. I know you're 0-2 with 2 strikeouts, but bunting with a big power hitter, especially with your number 4 hitter, I don't know about that. But do whatever it takes to get that go-ahead runner to second, I guess. No balls and 1 strike after that bunt attempt went foul. And throwing to first, nothing doing. If you are just tuning in, you're missing a good game. 2-2, we had a great play during the third inning when Jonathan Richardson got the ball out. And here's the bunt down, and that goes over to first in time. So a successful sacrifice here for Quinton Ogden. And there's one away. Back in the third inning for Bowling Springs, Jonah Richardson ripped one out to right field. He got past the right fielder, Hertzler. And he tried to make it a third, but a great cutoff by Austin Lyons at second to nab the round out of third. That's so far our best play of the game so far. And there's strike one now to Bryce Smith. He walked twice so far in this game, both on 4 pitches. He has yet to see a strike until that one. The 0-1 here to Smith, and that's down on dirt. Smith had to dance his way out for a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Smith. Cole Brown at second with 1 out. Here's the 1-1. And that's in there for a call, strike 2. First time for Bryce Smith to see not just 2 strikes, but let alone 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Don Bank looking to strike out Smith. Here's the 1-2. That's dipped well in front of the plate, and that's going to be a wild pitch. Or no, they're going to say that on the hop it hit Bryce Smith. So it's a hit by pitch, and unfortunately for the Mustangs, that means that Cole Brown has to go back to second on a hit by pitch. Definitely would have been a wild pitch. But according to the home plate umpire, he says that pitch hit Smith because that ball did not get anywhere close to home plate. So it's a hit by pitch. And now it runs at first and second with 1 out. And there's strike 1 to Austin Lyons. Lyons 0 for 1. He laid down a sacrifice bunt in the second. He struck out swinging his last time up. And there is ball 1 just inside. Denny Jacobs, the home plate umpire for today's game. It was definitely the right call on that hit by pitch to force Cole Brown back to second when he thought it was a wild pitch. And there's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the West Perry second baseman. Don Beck waiting to deliver the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. A swing chopper and gets up and dropped. And runners out of second now. Big stop at third and out. A costly double play for the Mustangs as Cole Brown got too far ahead of third base, thinking that there was going to be out in center field to get a go-ahead run, but great awareness there. So ultimately, that's going to be ruled. This is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. A 6-4-5 double play to end the inning. Costly base running on the Mustangs. And that will end the inning. After 5, we are still tied at 2 apiece. You are watching West Prairie Baseball against the Bowling Springs Bubblers exclusively on the West Prairie Athletic Park YouTube channel. We'll be right back for inning number 6. What a crazy game we have, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of mistakes by both teams and identical score with identical runners scoring at the top of the lineup. And here we go, bottom half of inning number 6, and 4, 5, and 6 hitters stood up for the Bubblers as Jonah Richardson swings and misses for strike 1. Here's the 0-1, and breaking ball, no, just outside for ball 1. Jonah Richardson, he doubled his last time up for an RBI. So he's 1 for 1. He was intentionally walked his last time up. Here's a high fly ball in the infield. Cole Brown calling for it down the third base line, and he has it, and that's the first out. It occurred to me that we never answered our trivia question for today's game. Again, our question for today is this. The Bubblers' first ever playoff win in the District 3 tournament was against which Perry County school? The answer, Newport. Back in 1985, in the first round of the District 3 playoffs, the Bubblers beat the Buffaloes by a score of 7-1 in 1985. The Bubblers later went on to lose in the second round to Bishop McDevitt. So here's an 0-1 count, and there's a swing, and Hopper, and that's a fair ball down the third base line. Joey George off to the races, and he thought about going for second, but he stays put at first. And so it's a 1-out base runner. Base hit for Joey George. His first hit of the game. He was 0 for 1 prior to that. And up next here is Joey Seraphin. Seraphin, he had a double in his last time up, but was caught trying to extend it to third. So a dangerous hitter coming up here. He lined out to shortstop his first time up. Then he had a double in the last inning into the lead off the fourth inning, but that was caught trying to extend it to a triple. And there is strike 1. Here's the next pitch, up high, ball 1. Some West Prairie baseball fans starting to get a little anxious at the plate. Big spot here. Go ahead run. It's our first base with 1 out. And step back. Nothing doing. Fake throw over again. It is a pretty big spot for Bryce Smith. Now in 6th inning of work, he has done very well, despite giving up 2 runs. And there is strike 2 to Joey Seraphin. Bryce Smith has 5 strikeouts so far in this game. Looking for number 6, and there it is! Swing and a miss. Joey Seraphin down on strikes for the second out. Up next here is Chance Floor. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and he grounded out to the second baseman his last time up. The bottom of the lineup, 7-8-9 hitters for Bowling Springs. 0 for 6 so far in this game. Again, keep an eye on the go-ahead run at first. West Prairie will be back at home on Saturday, Easter weekend. And here's line drive, and caught by Austin Lyons on the line drive, and that will end the inning. L4 for the putout. Go-ahead run stranded at third. We're going to the bottom half of the 6th inning, still tied at 2 apiece. We knew this was going to be a very good game between West Perry and Bowling Springs, and this game has lived up to the hype as we are tied at 2 apiece in the bottom of the 6th inning, and 789 hitters stood up for the Mustangs. Here is Jordy Ogden, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And there's a swing, and that is strike 1 to Ogden. Tied at 2 apiece. West Perry 2 runs on just 2 hits, but they have made up for it with great plate fishing, getting 3 straight walks, 4 walks and 5 at bats back in the 3rd inning, and that was the last time one of these 2 teams has scored. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Ogden. Now a great day specifically for the Ogden brothers, Quentin and Jordy. There's the next pitch, and strike 2. Or no, wait, was that ball 2? No, I guess it was ball 2. Dom Beck still on the mound for the Bubblers. He was looking for a strike call right there. 2-1 to Jordy Ogden, and it's in the dirt for ball 3. This could be the first time that one of the Ogden brothers is going to get on base. A 3-1 count. Good hitters count here for Jordy. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Dom Beck, and that's down low, and strike 2 call. And there's ball 4 on a full count pinch. Jordy Ogden gets on base to lead off the 6th inning. And now we got a timeout here for Bowling Springs. The go-ahead run. I mean, that's a big runner on base for the Mustangs. Jordy Ogden is the potential go-ahead run. And one thing you definitely cannot do, cannot be caught silly at the plate. But I think Jordy is hearing everything I'm saying. Yep. So it looks like we're going to have a new pitcher coming out now for the Bubblers. Pitching change for the Bubblers in a big spot. We'll be right back to tell you who it is. So a new pitcher coming up here for the Bubblers in a big spot. Runner on first with nobody out after Jordy Ogden reached first on a leadoff walk. And the new pitcher is Jonah Richardson. And there's a bunt that's going to get well out of play for strike 1 to Braden McKeever. McKeever, he walked his last time up, struck out in the 2nd, so he's 0 for 1. And he faces an 0-1 count here in inning number 6. Big spot here. Jonah Richardson. Best pitcher on the Bowling Springs team, and the first batter he faces, he ends up hitting McKeever. So now the go-ahead run goes to second base with nobody out. For a number 9 hitter, this is a big spot. Tanner Sigler, and Westbury head coach Jeff Stanner realizes how big of a spot this is. Tanner Sigler, 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher, but then later had laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. So he might be going for that here again with runners on first and second and nobody out. And so it's a bunt, pulls it back, it's strike 1. That pitch not to the liking of Tanner Sigler in terms of the location of it. And so it's a bunt again, lays it, and fouls back 0-2. So there goes the bunt attempt now. Richardson bringing the heat with a high fastball velocity. Looking like it might be, from what the coaches were telling me, in the mid-80s. And it's laid down, and bunt was tipped, and that is strike 3. So a big strikeout there for Peterson. Or excuse me, Jonah Richardson. Excuse me, my mistake there. Jonah Richardson, the new pitcher. 1 out now with runners on first and second. Back to the top of the lineup for Mason Sano. Sano, 2 for 2. 2 hits. He has scored twice in this game. He walked in the 3rd inning. And there he faces ball 1. Critical spot here for both teams. Tied at 2, bottom of the 6th inning. Go-ahead run is at second base. Westbury can score in this inning, then they'll be 3 outs away from getting the victory here at home. And there's strike 1 to Sano. The 1-1 pitch coming from Richardson, but first a step back. And another step back here. And now calling for the catcher, Nick Truax, to come up and discuss this next pitch to Sano. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mason Sano facing a 1-1 count, 1 out. Runners on first, second. Here's the next pitch, swing and foul. Good contact there for Sano, but just a bit late. And now 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch coming from Richardson. Here it is. And oh my goodness, the game making contact. So wait a minute. Look like home plate umpire Denny Jacobs saying he's out, but definitely made contact with Sano. I don't know if it made contact with the bat. If it did, now they're saying, yeah, that ball did make contact with the bat. So it's still 2 balls and... Oh, wait. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count, apparently. I don't know about that. I'm just following the scoreboard here at West Perry, so... And timeout to play for Sano. No, timeout call. Jeff Sano coming in. talking to his son, Mason. Father, son, talking here. Might actually be looking at the left hand of Sano, making sure that Mason is okay, and he is, so we'll keep it going. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the West Prairie leadoff hitter. In a big spot. Here comes the 2-2. And swing, chopper, foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jordy Ogden at second base. Braden McKeever at first base. Tied at 2 with only 1 out. 2-2 pitch, swung on, fouled away again. That ball goes into the West Prairie dugout. That definitely takes some skill to hit a ball right through the tiny section between the dugout roof and the fence. It's not very widespread. 2-2. Up high for ball 3. Big pitch coming up here, full count. Here it is. Swing, line drive, base hit off the left field side. Jordy Ogden pulling up his guns at the plate, and at the plate he is out. Not a good decision for Jordy Ogden, trying to extend it to become a go-ahead score, but instead it's going to be a fielder's choice. Tough one there for Mason Sano. That's out number 2. Bray McKeever is holding up at second. And now here comes Josiah Twig. Well, probably should have been the bases loaded with 1 out. Now he got rounds at first and second again. This time with 2 outs. And timeout after play called by the catcher Truex. Josiah Twig. 0 for 2. He walked in the 3rd inning. Struck out once. And he popped out to the shortstop or second baseman his last time up. There's ball 1. It was a great throw there by the left fielder Michael Crowther to nail Jordy Ogden at the plate. When really it was nowhere close. The throw was round the money, but Jordy Ogden was nowhere close when the catcher Nick Truex caught the ball, so it was nowhere close. It was a bang-bang play, but it was nowhere close. 2-0 the count now to the senior catcher. Here's the 2-0, and that's in there for a called strike. Sun starting to sit down here. A lot of clouds in the sky here right now in gorgeous Perry County. Here's the next pitch, and inside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Josiah Twig. Richardson, a 3-1 swing up in the air, playable and caught. Oh, what a catch by the shortstop Joey George to save the go-ahead run and potentially save the game for the Bubblers. That's the 3rd out, and we're going into the 7th inning, tied at 2. You are watching West Perry Baseball against the Boiling Springs Bubblers exclusively on the West Perry Athletic Perry YouTube channel. We'll be right back for the 7th inning, tied at 2. We have seen some fantastic plays here in this game, and not one of them was bigger than what just happened in the bottom of the sixth inning. Runners are first and second with 2 outs, and a great play on a jumping catch in the shallow part of left field for the shortstop, Joey George, potentially saving the game for the Bubblers. And now here we are in the 7th inning, tied at 2. And it's 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Bowling Springs. The ball lineup not producing a whole lot. And here's the first pitch swing for Truax up high in the air. Calling for his Hertzler, and Hertzler drops it. Oh my goodness, a crucial spot. And Hertzler drops it. It was right to him, and Hertzler cannot hang on. It's going to be ruled an E9. Nick Truax going to first. And now, here comes Jeff Stano. Talking to the infielders. Oh, wow. Crushing blow there for the Mustangs. Especially for Ryden Hertzler out in right field. Played it perfectly, but it goes in and out of his glove, and it's an E9. And now a pinch runner coming up here for the Bubblers. Pitch runner for the Bowling Springs catcher Truax. And a go-ahead run is now at first base. The pinch runner is Evan Samela. And they'll throw it first, nothing doing. Gotta keep an eye on the speedy base runner. Pinch runner is Evan Samela. And here's Michael Crowther. Bryce Smith in a big spot now, and he throws a high fastball. Good catch there for Josiah Twig behind the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. And bunt gets down. Cole Brown plays it perfectly over to first for Austin Lyons covering first base. And that's a successful sacrifice to get Evan Samela to second base with 1 out and the top of the lineup due out for the Bubblers. Big spot here. Go ahead run in scoring position. And here's Matt McNair. Matt McNair 3 for 3 with 3 singles. And a crucial spot. Here in the 7th inning, tied at 2. First pitch to McNair. Checks his swing and is tipped by the bat. So that will be strike 1 as it goes foul. Tough break there. Did not want to swing, but the ball still makes contact with the bat. So strike 1. We have seen that a few times so far this season for West Prairie Baseball. Here's the next pitch, and that's popped up. Smith calling for it, and that's a big out number 2. First time for McNair to be set down. And here's Maddox Labuda. Pitched for 3 innings at the start of this game. And he is 1 for 3. He struck out in each of his last 2 plate appearances. Now with 2 outs, the go-ahead run is at second. And there's ball 1. One no count. Here it is. Swing, high fly ball, second chance perhaps. Nope, Austin Lyons is going to make the grab, and we are headed to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time, tie at 2. West Perry will be looking for a walk-off. Needing 1 run to win it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the bottom half of the 7th. So here we go. Bottom half of the 7th inning. And it's 3, 4, and 5 hitters stood up for the Mustangs. A huge spot. We have a couple of defensive substitutions to announce. Richardson still pitching for the Bubblers. And there's ball one to Cole Brown. Cole Brown, no official at bat for him. 3 plate appearances, a sacrifice bunt for an RBI, and 2 walks for him. And there's strike one. Big spot, 2-2. So again, a couple of defensive substitutions here. Joey Serafin is now at third base. Chance Floor is now over at second base. And the new center fielder for Bowling Springs is Keegan Williamson. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Brown now. And next pitch, outside, ball 2. The go-ahead run is at the plate for out now. Whether it's Cole Brown or Quentin Ogden on deck or Bryce Smith after that, West Prairie has to go the winning run at the plate. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Cole Brown goes down on strikes, and there's the first out. Jonah Richardson, the best pitcher on the Bowling Springs team. Having a really good day so far. It got into trouble in the 6th inning, but got out of it with a fly out on a spectacular catch on the shortstop, Joey George. Now here's Quentin Ogden as he looks at strike 1. Ogden, he laid down a sacrifice bunt his last time up. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Bases empty, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. And there's strike 2 to the West Prairie first baseman. 1 hit could be the difference. In this game, West Prairie so far for 6 innings only has 2 hits. And here's a swing, and taken by George. A shortstop, and scoop, no good. This is going to be rolled in E6. And Ogden is the winning run at first. So that makes it critical. In the first 6 innings, neither one of these teams had an error. Now, in the top half of the 7th and the bottom half of the 7th, each team has 1 error. And that could be critical here, as now we're going to have a pinch runner coming up now for Quentin Ogden. As we're waiting to find out who that pinch runner will be, and it's going to be David LaChance. Definitely need some speed out there in the 7th inning. That's the winning run. And so here's Bryce Smith. 7 complete innings on the mound for him. Now he has a chance to be the winner, to be the hero. And here's the swing, and that's fouled on 0-1 pitch, and it makes it 0-2 now. Smith, no official at bat for him. He has walked twice in this game, and he was hit by a pitch his last time up. Now facing an 0-2 count with a runner on first and 1 out. Here's the 0-2. Swing, fouled away. Still 0-2. And it looks like West Prairie has a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Mason Sano is warming up in the West Prairie bullpen. One out, runner on first. That's David LaChance, the pinch runner for Quentin Ogden. Here's the next pitch, and down low for ball 1. What a game here, ladies and gentlemen. Sun setting down here in gorgeous Perry County. There's the next pitch. Swing towards shortstop. Off the shortstop. That's going to be another E6. Back-to-back Errors on the shortstop, Joey George. And now the winning run is in scoring position with only one out. Almost like deja vu here for the Mustangs, except it's against the other team. On Monday for West Perry, they had 3 errors in the 5th inning, which ultimately was the downfall for West Perry on Monday against James Buchanan. But here, Bowling Springs doing the exact same thing. 2 errors on the shortstop, and the winning run will not be earned, and it's at second base. Here is Austin Lyons now, facing 1-0 count after taking a good take. He was out on a bizarre double play his last time up. He's 0 for 2. There's a swing. That's got to get foul for strike 1. Earlier today, West Perry softball winning a good game on the road at Bowling Springs. The Lady Mustangs beating the Bubblers by a score of 6-4. Here, bottom of the 7th, tied at 2. Starting to get a little chilly down here as the sun is starting to sit down on this game, and pitch down low for ball 2. 2-1 here to Austin Lyons, the West Perry second baseman. Here's the 2-1, and no good swing and a miss right there. But it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Austin Lyons. Back-to-back errors on the Bubblers shortstop, Joey George, puts runners at first and second with 1 out. The 2-2 just misses, ball 3. It's a full count now. And a big spot coming up here. Again, we want to thank everyone at home for tuning in on the West Perry Athletic Park YouTube channel. Full count pitch, chopper at the plate. This could be a tough play. George hangs on to it, and out at first. What a nice play for Joey George. After giving up 2 errors, he makes a close play at first. And there are 2 away now. And both runners are now in scoring position. David LeChance, pinch running for Quinton Ogden, goes to third. And Bryce Smith over at second. 2 outs. The winning run is at third base. Tied at 2 here in the 7th. And the last chance here in regulation goes to Jordy Ogden. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And he walked his last time up. And there's a swing and a miss for Ogden. Jordy Ogden, not a great day at the plate, but he has a chance to be a hero right here in this moment. 0-1 count after a bad swing. 0-1, and that's in there, strike 2. The Bubblers are 1 pitch away from forcing extra innings here today. Long game here, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and we are going to extra innings. Jordy Ogden down on strikes for the 3rd time today. And extra innings are due up here at West Perry High School. We are still tied at 2 apiece after 7 complete innings. You're watching West Perry Baseball against the Bowling Springs Bubblers exclusively on the West Perry Athletic Park YouTube channel. We'll be right back for the 8th inning here today. extra innings for the first time this season for the Westbury Baseball Mustangs. Westbury softball a week ago went to extra innings against Trinity. Westbury softball ended up losing that game by a score of 7-6. So now it's Westbury baseball's turn against the Boiling Springs Bubblers. See if they can get a win in extra innings. And it's 3, 4, and 5 here stood up for the Bubblers. And here's Connor Mykrantz looking at strike one. Bryce Smith still going on the mound. His 8th inning of work, and there's ball one. We did see Mason Santa warming up in the bullpen in the last half inning. But they are sticking with Bryce Smith here in the 8th. And there's ball two. It is possible that if Bryce Smith gets a runner on at any point of this inning, that could be it for him. Now facing a 2-1 count. There's a swing, line drive, and that's a leadoff base hit for Connor Mykrantz. He was 0 for 3 prior to that. Now he gets the leadoff base runner. He is the go-ahead runner first. And let's see what Westbury does here. Leadoff base hit for Connor Mykrantz here in the 8th inning. Up next here is Jonah Richardson, the new pitcher. He has done well since coming in the 4th inning. Now here he is with the go-ahead run at first, and he looks at ball one. Richardson, 1 for 2. He was intentionally walked in the first. They had an RBI double in the 3rd. He popped out to the 3rd baseman his last time out. Check over the first, nothing doing. Sun's starting to shine down here at Westbury. Here's the next pitch, and that's up high, ball 2. Or no, that was strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And time off the plate. Okay, we want to thank everyone at home for tuning in. Wow, it's been a fantastic ball game here. Westbury, here's a swing, line drive. Jordy Ogden goes too far out, and that is going to be a base hit. Ogden quickly throwing to Mason Sano, and the go-ahead run stands at 3rd base. It is a double here for Jonah Richardson, and now the Bubblers are in business with runners in scoring position and nobody out. And now the infielders are coming in. Big spot here. And now Jeff Sando, the head coach, is coming out. Let's see what they decide to do here. Tied at 2. Go-ahead runs are at 2nd and 3rd base. Big spot coming up for Joey George. He had a base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. He had a sacrifice fly in the 1st inning. And then he struck out in the 3rd and had a 1-out base hit in the 6th inning. That ball was ripped, ladies and gentlemen, by Jonah Richardson. And now he stands at 2nd. Wasn't a chance there for Jordy Ogden, as that ball was well ripped. If it was hit any higher, that could have been a home run perhaps, because it went all the way to the fence. So now here we go, Joey George. He almost blew it for the Bubblers, getting back-to-back errors in the 7th inning. And now here he swings and misses, swings and fouls it off for strike 1. Westbury desperately being an out here. The outfielders are deep here for this at bat. And high swing and a miss, strike 2. Even if you get a strikeout here, you're still not alpha yet. No outs with runners in scoring position. The 0-2. Swing fouled back. Right to stay alive for Joey George. Joey Seraphin is on deck. The 0-2 again from Smith. And line drive foul. That could have been trouble if that swing was on time. Oh, 2 coming up. Once again, here it is. In the dirt. Ball 1. Good take there for George. Next pitch, way up high. Great stop there for Josiah Twig to jump up and grab it. Josiah Twig, not the tallest guy on the team, but he is effective beyond the plate, especially with the high fastballs. 2-2 the count now. The 2-2, swing and a miss. That's a big first out, but still need work to do for the West Prairie Mustangs. Here's Joey Seraphin, the third baseman now for Bowling Springs. He had a rip, and he has a rip here, and this is going to be caught by Herschel this time, and the throw-in is in time, but not before a run comes across the score. It is a sacrifice fly for Joey Seraphin, and the Bubblers have taken a 3-2 lead here in extra innings. Connor Mykrans goes over, scores, and Charlie Richardson goes over to third on a sacrifice fly. Up next here is Chance Floor. Has a chance to double the lead. And there is ball 1 up in the air. What a critical spot here. Bowling Springs now up by 1 here in extra innings. A swing and a miss in the dirt for Floor. 1-1. Floor 0 for 3. A strikeout, a ground out, and a pop out. Or a line out, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike. He hit to the second baseman twice. And here's a high fly ball. Mason Sando, the shortstop, calling for it. He makes the catch, and that will end the inning. But the damage has been done as a sacrifice fly for Joey Seraphin gives the Bowling Springs Bubblers a 3-2 lead. Last chance coming out for the Mustangs. Down by 1 in extra innings. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 8th. Back here now, last chance for the Mustangs, needing one run to keep this game going. And it's 8, 9, and 1 hitters stood up for the Mustangs. Here is Braden McKeever. McKeever was hit by a pitch this last time. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That was back in the second. He walked in the fourth. Hit by a pitch his last at bat in the sixth inning. And now he faces an 0-1 count after taking a first pitch strike. And there is strike 2. Jonah Richardson for Bowling Springs has a chance to be the winning pitcher here. 3 outs away. The 0-2. And strike 3 called. McKeever did not pull the trigger. Did not swing once in that at bat. The Bubblers are 2 outs away. Here is Tanner Sigler now. 0 for 2. Had a sacrifice bunt in the fourth. He struck out swinging his last time up. And on the fourth pitch of the inning, there is a called strike. The 0-1. Swing, fouled away, 0-2. And 2 here to the number 9 here, Tanner Sigler. Mason Sano is on deck. The 0-2 swing and a miss. 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts. That's 3 in a row now for Jonah Richardson. And back to the top of the lineup. Mason Sano is the last chance for the Mustangs, needing a base runner. There's the first pitch, and that's in there for a call strike 1. Jonah Richardson now has a chance of an immaculate inning. But that's 3 strikeouts on 9 pitches. He's got 7 strikes on 7 pitches. Here's the next pitch. Chopper to the second baseman. And that's the ball game. A perfect inning. Not an immaculate inning, but a perfect 8th inning for Jonah Richardson. And the ball game is over. What a great game. And the win goes to the Bubblers from Bowling Springs High School. What a game here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back in 2 minutes for the West Bay Athletic Party post-game report. Bowling Springs wins this 3-2 in extra innings. We'll be right back in 2 minutes for the post-game report. We are back here now for the West Prairie Athletic Park postgame report. As you can see on your scoreboard at the top left side of your screen, this game has gone final. Extra innings, 8 innings. Now the Bowling Springs Bumpers come away with the win. West Prairie has not had the lead once in this game. And the Bowling Springs Bumpers won it in 8 innings. In a thrilling ball game as we knew it would be. So gathering up final stats here for both teams. As we are set ready to go. West Prairie Baseball now drops to 2-3 on the year. They are now 1-4 in the Mid-Penn Colonial Division. West Prairie will be back in action on Saturday when they host the Perry County Baseball Tournament. That will be at 1 and 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Should be very nice weather for that on Saturday. A little bit on the cooler side, but still can't complain in upper 50s according to our friends over at the ABC 27 Weather Center. So final line score for us here today. For West Prairie, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, leaving 11 runners on base. For Bowling Springs, 3 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors, leaving 7 runners on base. It was very close for West Prairie to win it in the 7th inning after back-to-back errors from Joey George at the shortstop put runners at 2nd and 3rd. But in the end, the Bowling Springs were able to hang on for the final 2 outs, including for Jonah Richardson. The win goes to him. He struck out a lot of batters. He struck out 5 batters and no hits for 3 innings, facing 12 batters, no runs, no hits, and 5 strikeouts for Jonah Richardson, getting the W for the Bowling Springs Bubblers. He is our West Prairie Athletic Park player of the game. The losing pitcher for West Prairie is Bryce Smith. An incredible effort for him. 8 complete innings on the mound, facing 34 batters. Has 7 strikeouts, gave up only 1 walk. That was the intentional walk to Richardson back in the 1st inning. 9 hits, 3 runs, getting out 3 earned runs for Bryce Smith in the loss. An incredible effort, and it's such a shame when you have one of those games like that. Like, you have an incredible game, but the offense can't do a whole lot for you. So, ultimately, Bryce Smith, despite a complete 8-inning effort, still gets the loss here for the Mustangs. Tough one here. Bowling Springs has a little bit of a break as they go to 4-2 on the year. Now 3-1 in the Mid-Penn Colonial Division. A huge bounce back for them after losing 7-0 at Greencastle Antrim on Monday. Bowling Springs will be back in action next Tuesday when they return home to take on the Shippensburg Greyhounds at 4:30. Again, West Prairie Baseball back in action on Saturday in a semifinal matchup in the Perry County Tournament against the Greenwood Wildcats at 1 o'clock, with the championship game later come at 3 o'clock the same day. You can catch the entire Perry County Championship Tournament right here on the West Prairie Athletic Park YouTube channel on Saturday for our next broadcast. That's going to do it for us here at West Prairie High School. On behalf of our athletic director, Ryan Anderson, our high school principal, Corey Hoffman, and everybody here at West Prairie High School, I am Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of West Prairie Athletics, saying so long from West Prairie High School. This has been a presentation of West Prairie Baseball against the Bowling Springs Bubblers exclusively on the West Prairie Athletic Park YouTube channel. Final score on this one, Bowling Springs wins it 3-2 in extra innings. Good night, everybody.